Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Flying Fluffy Hockey review of last night's series clinching victory for the Florida Panthers, a 6-1 defeat of the Lightning, which sends the Florida Panthers to the second round against either the Boston Bruins or the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hey, Cuban, you've been a member for 14 months. Congratulations. Thank you. Says 4 down, 12 more to go. Yeah. We only have to do this whole series winning thing 3 more times. Damien says a Bleacher Report on ice has Stamkos going to Florida this offseason. I really don't know if he's going to be going to the in-state rival. Yeah, good afternoon, Dragon Slade. What's up, Icy? How you doing? What is up, everyone? So, the Panthers beat the Lightning. 6-1. Gentlemen sweep the Lightning, and the Panthers will be going to the second round. It is the third consecutive year that the Panthers have gone to the second round, which is the best streak that the Panthers have ever had in franchise history. What's up, Colin? So, we finally slay the Dragon of Tampa Bay. It's gotta feel good. Sean says, give me Leafs tonight just for chaos and dangle hopefulness. Yeah. If the Leafs wanted to extend that series, give Bennett more time to rest. Marlins playing the Rockies tonight. What a blessed time for Panthers fans. 26 years of meh, now 4 years of real good hockey. Constantine asks if did I see the post-game interview, John Cooper whining about disallowed goals. Well, this is how the ESPN article described it. Tampa Bay coach John Cooper was highly critical of 2 goalie interference calls that went against his team in its Game 5 loss to the Florida Panthers, which eliminated the Lightning from the Stanley Cup playoffs on Monday night. He said, this is clearly a turning point in the game. If anyone's going to talk about this game, they're going to talk about the goals that were taken away, Cooper said after the 6-1 loss to Florida, a score inflated by 2 empty net goals. The first goalie interference review, which is a coach's challenge initiated by Florida at 13 minutes the first period. Video review determined that Duclair impaired Bobrovsky's ability to play in the crease prior to Cirelli's goal. Cooper felt that Gustav Forsling was holding Duclair on the play. You saw your reaction. It's just one of those. It's very frustrating. Duclair said, I always have a ref screaming in my ear. I thought I was out of the blue paint. When you look at the video, I was clearly out of there. It is what it is. It's a judgment call. The second goalie interference play happened at 17:48 of the second period, as the goal was immediately waved off when the officials said Cirelli made incidental contact with Bobrovsky while battling Nico Mikkola. Tampa Bay challenged the call, but it was upheld on video review. Obviously, it sucks, but it's our job to go out there and keep battling and trying to get the next run. When you think you have a goal and it goes the other way, you get down a little bit, but it doesn't matter. You go out there and keep playing, Cirelli said. Cooper felt that Bobrovsky embellished on the play. I'll give the goalie credit, said Cooper. He completely quit on the play, didn't see it, flailed, and maybe there's incidental contact at most. But now we have to challenge it because they saw the reaction from the goaltender. Cooper said, Bob's doing the right thing. He duped them. So be it, but we have to make that challenge. Yeah, we finally beat Tampa. So, yeah, I would agree the second goalie interference was definitely a bailout. Let's see. So, Cooper felt the spirit of the goalie interference rule wasn't violated by either play. In this league, he said, goals are at a premium. All we've done is make the rules for more goal scoring. Every year it seems like there's something that we tweak so there's more goal scoring. That's great, but there's mandate. The words were to pull a goal off a board, it has to be unbelievably egregious. That's the standard. Cooper also felt that both plays were indicative of the officials overprotecting goaltenders during battles in front of the net. Cooper said, our net front battles not allowed anymore. That's part of everybody's game. The boxing out that goes there is like prison rules in the playoffs, but it's not prison rules for the goalie. We might as well put skirts on them then, if that's how it's going to be, he said. They have to battle through stuff too. It's a war down there. I think we're letting the goalies off the hook, and they have way more pads on than everybody else does. Cooper reiterated that he did not believe the calls cost the Lightning the series, but that they did change the momentum in the game. This is just my opinion, he said. I felt it was a little unfair in the playoffs. How do you let those slide? Yeah. Jameson, you want to see Florida and the Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals? Maybe Okposo isn't bad after all? Yeah, he did just fine. Trey says Cooper should be happy that he had a 2-1 penalty ratio. Big Dog, hello. Oh man, that sucks about your car seat. But yeah, life is good because the Florida Panthers beat the Lightning for the first time in the playoffs. The first time in franchise history that a little brother in the state has actually beaten Big Brother in the most important part of the year. Spaceman says Carolina might get rusty. Well, I'm sure, though, they'll probably close out the series against the Islanders tonight. I honestly am. The Islanders strike me as basically another team that did not deserve to be in the playoffs, but they got there because the Flyers choked big time. There's no recovering from blowing a 3-0 lead in a single game. JC says, I saw your dad say it and it made me realize he's right. This was the first time ever we expected to win the series. Well, yeah. Last year's cup run has made it so that excuse me, almost any opponent out there, we expect to at least make it a competitive series. Hey, Rosado. How you doing? Zumanji says, weather report, clear skies, chance of lightning 0%. So, this will be interesting. Jeff says 2021 and 2022 you expected to beat Tampa. Have 2022 you thought we'd buck the playoff hockey trend? All right. Give me a second. Where's the headphones? I'll be right back, folks. I gotta blow my nose real quick. I'll be back in just a second.
Soon as I show up, kid runs away. Unbelievable. Good morning. JC, yeah, happy to see Dallas beat Vegas last night. No doubt. That's going to give that gives Kyle and I for sure we're going to do games 5 and 6 because there will at least be game 6 of that series. And then if there's a game 7, that'll be Sunday. Hey, Icy. Colin, your bracket's looking good. Yes, it is indeed a good morning. Once we'll get Kyle straightened up here.
Let's see.
Hey. JC. Funny. Cute. I'm in a good mood, JC. I'll let that one slide. Good morning, Kyle.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. Hold on. I got to turn my volume up. Hey, Michael. Yeah, I got my volume really low. All right, speak.
Hello.
Bark. Pant like a puppy.
What?
Squeal like John Cooper. Complain, bitch like John Cooper.
It's not fair.
I don't know if y'all saw Cooper's press conference post game. But some of the things he said, man, and I ain't talking about the comment about the skirts. I am going to skirt that issue, but I'm talking about him saying that Bob gave up on the play and flopped. And if you watch the replay, the ref had already started waving his arms like this before Bubba actually even looked at him. Oh, God, my eyes are so bad. Hold on, let me brighten this up. Because I've been watching so much extra hockey, my eyes have taken a crap on me here, so I have trouble seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dual embrace and hug at the end was nice. Trey says Kyle was actually just going over what he said. Gotcha. Yeah, keep yourself out of trouble, Kyle. Okay? Just talk about the hockey. All right. JC, what happened with skirts? I'm just gonna repeat what Cooper said. What Cooper said was he was talking about how the goaltender is being overprotected and something, we may as well put skirts on them. It's talking about the goalies. So, of course, there's people upset with him for misogyny and all of that. And I'm not going to even get into it. I think most of us know what he was trying to say, but his poor choice of words, that's his battle to fight. You know what I mean? That's his battle to fight. I already got a video on my channel defending Coach Q before the report came out. So that's enough for me. Go ahead, Kyle.
Excuse me.
You gonna live?
Yeah. Well. Like
it's because the house is closed up now. We had to close up the house unexpectedly because it got hot. So, all right, Kyle, go ahead.
So, Bolivar says Vegas, you have made me very upset. That game was utter bullshit.
Right? Kenneth says that was a great shot by Sergachev. The shot was beating Bob anyway. No need to interfere. Yeah. Look, if I forget who it was, I forget who the player was. Somebody will have to remind me. But if he doesn't turn around and then turn around again, if he just would have stayed where he was with his back to Bob, it's a good goal. But because he did that turnaround, I don't know why he did that. He bumped him a little, and had the call been called a good goal, I don't think they would have overturned it. So, but they didn't call it a good goal, and then they left the call the way it is. And I get the frustration. I do. Obviously, I know as a Panther fan, I'm going to see it a certain way. What I didn't like was Cooper's comments about how, Bubba gave up on the play and then he flopped and sold it, and the refs bought it. I don't know where he got that from. I understand being frustrated, but I don't. Bubba is the unfloppingest goalie I ever seen. He gets run into all the time. I never see him say a word about it.
Hey, RJ.
It was Sorelli. Thank you, Michael. Sorry,
RJ.
Kyle.
Thank you for the TED. RJ Hollander.
I didn't see it. I was talking.
Thank you.
Hey, RJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Says
yes, it feels good
to win.
Yep.
Sumanji says biggest upset, losing the Arizona Coyotes and their sick jerseys.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I have. One of the ones that I was sent. I wonder if Jameson was one of the ones, because Jameson's the one that has sent me a bunch. And Jameson, if you're here, let me know if it was you that sent me that Coyotes jersey. A lot of my jerseys were sent by Jameson, and he's in Canada, and he pays an arm and a leg for the shipping. Boy, my eyes. Kyle, you got to read the chat. I can't see shit. Either that or I got to go get my glass. I'm gonna go get my glasses. That was Jameson. Yeah, thank you, brother. I'm gonna go get my glasses because I can't see a thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Panthers finally beat the Lightning in the in the playoffs. It feels pretty good. Okay.
All right, let me see if this even helps, because I haven't needed them in a couple of years, but this year, I guess, for whatever reason, with all the hockey we've been watching, my eyes are just not. Let me see. Yeah, that kind of helped. That kind of helped a little bit. God damn, now it's really bright. Now I got to turn the brightness down. Why does the bringing it into focus make it so bright? But yeah, now I can't see shit. No, forget it.
I'll be right back.
You read the chat, Kyle. You read, I'll respond.
So Trey says Stone just going to do the whole season on LTIR.
Right? Oh yeah, talking Stamkos maybe going to Vegas. What's he? He's 34, right? So, that's one of those situations where, you know that his peak is past. Could they still put together a cup team with him as the centerpiece? I don't know. Look at Washington. Look at Pittsburgh. It happens. They get old, and then if you don't say goodbye to the greatness, they can get you to that first round, but then you see what's happened. I think what Tampa needs is the same thing anybody else would need, right? Another Stamkos. He needs to not have to be the main guy anymore. Owen says, "Let's go Islanders." I concur. Yeah, I would like to see the Islanders at least extend that series a little bit. Rings are set in 40-goal season, 82 points. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that he can't play. Look at what Ovechkin did, right? And Stamkos had 5 in this series as it was. I don't know. It's a tough call because unless Stamkos is going to go the route of, give me a 2-year deal and I'm going to take a pay cut or whatever, it makes it tough on the team to have depth, and Vasilevsky's getting paid, so he ain't going anywhere. So, go ahead, Carl.
Michael asks, if Boston wins tonight, does round 2 start soon, or do we have to wait for all the round 1 games to end?
Kenneth, I'm going to answer that here real quick. We asked on the stream the other day, and we got mixed opinions. Now, I've had a few people in the recaps expressing the opinion that the second round doesn't start for anybody until all of the first rounds are done. I don't personally know because I haven't looked it up. So I've never had to look at it.
You're freezing
it would
up.
Be Sunday. The latest game 7 would be Sunday. So I would expect that, they would probably start Panthers and Boston, whoever it's going to be on Monday if they end in 5.
You're breaking up, Dad. Your feed is glitching out. Hello. I think we might have Dad's
yeah, this has only been happening to us this time of the day. You guys have been watching the streams. We haven't had any problems. Kyle, I'm going to go turn off that other computer and see if that helps. I'll be right back.
iDog says it's the lightning. They're interfering again. So you're going to turn off your computer again?
Yeah, I'm going to put my one label and just turn off the computer again. We've been running the stream 7 hours at a time with no problem.
Yeah.
So I don't understand it's been the same time every day. You know what it is though?
What?
Like I said, they have been doing that work installing the new cable. So they're probably happening to us during the day while the guys are working on it. And then at night when we're streaming, it's fine.
Yeah. Jeff says John Cooper is meddling with the stream. Oh yeah, the Lakers lost last night. So LeBron got eliminated in the first round by the defending champions Denver Nuggets. The Celtics took a The Celtics took a 3-1 series lead last night, but they lost Porzingis to injury. And also the Pelicans, the New Orleans Pelicans got swept.
Of course.
What?
The label printer ran out of labels when I'm just trying to print the one label. Jesus. And is the internet okay over there?
Yeah, I think so.
Just wonder if it's because we're having two. But we've been doing this for a while.
Let's see. All right, then. Did you print the label?
I did. I turned that down. I'm going to disconnect my phone from the Wi-Fi, disconnect hers, and see if that, because we're wired in there, so I don't understand.
All right.
Let's see if we can do this.
Bolvar, poor Bolvar. He says these last 48 hours have been absolute crap. Basketball team number 1, Suns swept. Basketball team number 2, Pelicans swept. Vegas blows a 2-0 series lead. I'm at a loss for words. Trey claims the new dragon at the fortress in Vegas is unlucky. They have a new dragon? Let's see. No home team has won yet in the Dallas Vegas series. Let's see. Should I add you?
All right, let's try this again.
All right.
I've done everything I can, so if we have problems, I think they're installing some kind of new cable in the ground not that far from here. And since then, during the daytime, our internet, we're not losing internet, but we're losing bandwidth. So it's probably because we're running on two computers. You know what I mean? We're streaming with the two computers. So, all right, either that or it is Cooper. Why would Cooper mess with me? I got nothing bad. Yeah, thank you, Kenneth. The thoughts on the challenges. So, the first one, I mean, again, obviously I'm a Panther fan. I try to be as unbiased as I can. If you watch Duclair's skate, I think Bob does a good job of getting his hand stuck with Duclair's skate there. Is it possible that Bob could have avoided that? I don't know. I'm not a goalie. I'm not there in that moment. I could see where Tampa might say, hey, come on, he did that on purpose. But if you take intention out of it, you look at Duclair's skate and it stopped Bob from moving his arm and trying to get back over. The second one, Cirelli is in front and he's got his back to Bob. It's just how I see it. And if he stays there, the shot's going to go past Bob and it's a good goal. But for whatever reason, Cirelli turns around to face Bob and then turns around again. So he makes it obvious that he's not fully engaged with Mikkola. Mikkola's not making him do that. Cirelli did that on his own. And in the process of doing that, he bumps Bob right as the puck is going past him. I think it would have been a good goal anyway. And had they called it a good goal, I think that would have stood up under a challenge. But the dude waved it off, and there was contact there. So once it was waved off and they saw the contact, I don't think there would have been a way to overturn it. I understand the frustration of Lightning fans. I really do. We sat here for years and screamed Trocheck was tripped. You know what I mean? So I get it, kind of what it feels like. The first one to me was more obvious. The second one, I mean, I was surprised that the dude immediately waved it off. I was surprised about that. And while the announcers and everybody were saying they thought for sure it was going to stay no goal, I was a little bit concerned that they were going to rule it a good goal on the ice at that point.
Colin says, will the line stay the same for round 2?
Don't know. We don't know about Bennett. We don't know that Lomberg. I mean, that's the good news is we won this series basically without. I mean, Lomberg never played, right? Did he play game 1? I think he played game 1. And obviously Bennett was out most of it. So if Bennett's ready, which it didn't sound from what Maurice said yesterday, it didn't sound like he was. The way Maurice worded it was, we said it would be at least a week, and we're still there. So I think that means we're looking at least another week, So unless, I mean, if the series starts Monday or Tuesday, I mean, there's a chance Bennett could be in the lineup. But we don't need to rush him back. Lundell's doing just fine. And then with Lomberg, you got to take Lorentz off the ice now if you want to put Lomberg in. I love Lomberg, but Lorentz has been playing really well. So that's a tough call. I don't know what Maurice is going to do there. Lomberg, the way Maurice talked about it, Lomberg was sick, and he's going to take a little while for him to get back, to being himself. So coach is certainly not going to rush him back either. So it would not surprise me to see us start game 1 with the same lineup unless Bennett is healthy. And then, if we start losing games, then maybe he'll start making some adjustments. But I would expect Bennett at some point during that season, that series, I would hope that we would see Bennett back.
So tonight is a very special night in terms of NHL playoffs. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different series are playing a game 5 tonight where there is a 3-1 series lead.
Yeah.
You will have, let's see, that is Boston at home looking to finish it against Toronto. Then Carolina at home trying to finish it against the Islanders. And you got it's actually Winnipeg's home ice, I believe. They're trying to keep their season alive against the Colorado Avalanche. And
here you go.
Vancouver will be at home trying to put away Nashville. So,
right.
So, Dad, which series do you think is going to go for 6 games or more, and which series is going to end tonight?
I think the Canes will finish it off tonight. That's as close to my guarantee as I would give. History says the Leafs are going to troll their fan base a little bit more with a win tonight. I don't know what the hell's going on in Winnipeg. I mean, I know Colorado's good, but they went from having a defense like the Panthers to they're allowing 5, 6, 7 goals every night. So I kind of feel like I want to say Winnipeg's going to have a chance in that, but Colorado has just been obliterating them. And then what was the one more? I mean, I know Toronto, but there was 4. You said so.
Vancouver, Nashville.
Man, can Nashville come back from that disaster? If they can come back and win that game, that's big props to them. I mean, to blow a game like that, that's kind of what killed the Panthers that one series against the Lightning, was that 3.8 seconds left, the Uyghur mistake. That kind of, right? So I would say that I think if I was going to be a betting man, I would say Carolina is as close to a lock, although I'd like to see the Islanders make that a longer series. I would really, really love, just for the channel's sake and the fun sake, I would really love to see Toronto get that sucker to Game 7, because then we would have Boston-Toronto Game 7 on Saturday and hopefully Vegas-Dallas Game 7 on Sunday. That would be a good weekend, Kyle. It's going to rain all weekend, Kyle. So let's hope for those 2 Game 7s. Otherwise, we're just going to be stuck inside, you know what I'm saying?
Jameson says Stenlund's assist to set up the hot rod goal was actually a slick move.
What's funny about that is I was in shutdown mode, right? We're streaming, and I'm as Stenlund's coming into the zone, I'm like, just dump it in. And he takes it all the way in and passes it off to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez buries it. The one time we don't dump it in, and I just laughing because I kind of think that Rodriguez was open, because I think Tampa's defense was probably just expecting and waiting for Stenlund to just dump it in, because that's all we were doing at that point. Or either that Tampa figured, oh, it's Rodriguez, he'll just miss the net, don't worry about it. But when he scored, his celebration, man, I felt so good. I mean, that smile, it was like a double smile. You know what I mean? It was like, I know that feeling, man.
Colby says Swayman is 1-3 against the Panthers with an .875 save percentage. This includes Game 7. Olmark is 10-4 against the Panthers with a .915 save percentage. This includes playoffs and just his Bruins tenure.
Yeah. I mean, look, if it's obviously most likely that's who we're going to play. It's going to be completely different than last year, but I would still think that's going to go 7 games. Maybe we can win in 6, but it is going to take – we're going to need to be better. If we play a first 5 games against Boston the way we played against Tampa, it's at least going to be – it's going to be 3-2 somebody, obviously, and it may not be us.
iDog says,
go ahead, Kyle.
I think the Preds still have a shot at winning that series. Canes and Colorado finish it off. Leafs will take it to Game 7 and lose. Also, Kenneth says Wool will start for the Leafs tonight.
Oh, yeah. I think Samsonov is done. Trey says winning in 6 implies closing them out in Boston. I mean, we did it. We won Game 5 and Game 7 in Boston last year. I don't think this team is afraid of the road. That's for sure. I almost kind of would feel a little bit better at Boston. Almost.
Colby says that would be the funniest shit if Wool carried the Leafs past the Bruins.
Right? Hey, Jeff, thank you, brother.
Jeff, thank you.
Good. Thank you for the good question. Now, we haven't talked about that a lot here. Does Bob get the Vezina?
Well, his 2 competitors for Vezina this year are Demko and Hellebuyck.
Yeah. I mean,
thank God they don't factor in playoff performance, or Hellebuyck would be screwed.
Right? I think that I don't know what the voters take into consideration. What I want to know is Winnipeg's backup goalie. What was his numbers? And the reason why I look at that is because obviously with Stolar's incredible numbers, that kind of speaks to the Panthers having a great defense and it helping the goalie no matter what. Obviously, I would love to see Bob get it. That sneeze just got picked up on camera.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tight. There's no clear-cut front runner. You know what I mean? You look at the numbers and you look at it and you're like, I guess we'll find out who's going to win. There's nobody that jumps out at you. It's not like, McDavid, you know what I mean? Where you're like, okay, we know he's winning, but who's going to get second place? Yeah. So when do they announce that? Is it at some point? Who knows what round they announced that?
So I I have been reading this article by ESPN. Basically, ESPN has made an article with their takeaways from the first 33 games of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Okay.
So, and the one section that comes to mind, Leafs crumpled by putrid power play. I'm reading this straight from the ESPN website. They call it the man advantage for a reason. In theory, a power play is supposed to help a team score goals. In practice, the opposite has been true for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs are a woeful 1 for 14 on the power play, a 7.1% power play through 4 playoff games, and it has shattered everything from their confidence to their postseason record. Coach Sheldon Keefe has called the Leafs' lack of power play success one of the most disappointing aspects in their playoff run thus far, and it's in stark contrast to the regular season where they finished 7th overall with a 24% conversion rate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
I'm just saying that's what happened to the President's Trophy team, the Panthers.
Yeah. On the other side, the Bruins have had far fewer struggles capitalizing on power play opportunities. They're 6 for 13, and that 5-goal difference in production spells out a significant storyline in the series so far. One team has been able to execute when it counts, one team is not.
Yeah. But if I had $100, I'd put it on Toronto tonight. I would be willing to lose the $100, but I want to see it go 7 games. It sounds mean because I don't really want to show Leaf fans because I got some nice Leaf fans that are part of the channel. I guess it's kind of like watching my Dolphins blow it in December every year. Like the other fan bases, it's just like you don't hate the Dolphins, but it's just like watching blow it in December again. You know what I mean? And plus, I would like to see a little bit of a chink in Boston's armor there. Make them play a little bit more.
So, I'm just gonna rapid fire some comments.
Sure.
Colby says Bobrovsky didn't register a save percentage above 900 in all 4 games against the Bruins this season. Bob needs a short leash if anything happens. And hello, Mason. iDog says, stop, they're already dead. Michael says, do you guys think Stolar starts a game this playoffs, assuming no injuries to Bob? Knock on wood.
I mean, if Bob has 2 bad games in a row, maybe. You might see that if Bob has 2 bad. We already find out what happens if he has 1 bad game. Maurice is going to put him back out there. If he has 2 bad games in a row, then maybe Stolar's will get a game. But it won't be anything like what Boston is doing where you're just flipping guys back and forth or anything like that. I certainly don't, I kind of thought maybe if you got a 3-0 lead on a team, but it's Bubba's team. You know what I mean? It's Bob's team. I think if Bob has 2 bad games in a row and Maurice goes to Bubba and he says, are you tired, man? You want to play Stolars? And Bubba says, go ahead and let him play. I think that's the only way it happens. But I think after the game 4 that Bob had, I think I said it last night, I was expecting what I was going to say in my recap is I'm expecting an all-time performance from Bubba, but I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to jinx it. So I doubt we see Stolars. If we see Stolars, it's not going to be under good conditions. So that being said, I hope we don't see him because if we do, then that means something bad is going on.
So Colin says, remember when people were panicking after game 4? Funny times.
Well, I mean, yeah, look, Tampa's not to be messed with, right? I mean, up to that point, there had been 3 really, really close games with the overtime and the the bobbery. And then there had been the one game where they beat the crap out of us, you know? Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
How you doing, brother? How you doing, bud?
So,
Michael says, I want to see Dalpe come into the lineup and score 4 goals against the Bruins game 1. Yeah, by the way, the Checkers lost in their playoffs, so their season is done. So for the next round, there will be some other guys that'll be called up to travel and get the experience of the team. I don't think anybody's going to get on the ice. If somebody gets on the ice, then we got injury issues. I guess if something happened to a Luosterainen or a Rodriguez or somebody like that, you might see a Semeskevich get in, but I doubt it. That's like a 1% wishful thinking chance there. But who else? I think they're going to bring up Dalpe. Who's the other guy that's on the team that I totally? Oh, Lockwood. Yeah, that's the kid. We remember he came up and looked pretty good for a couple of minutes. I'm sure he'll be another guy. If Gadjevich isn't available, Lockwood or Lombard gets hurt or something like that. If Tarasenko keeps running into people, that too, right?
yeah.
For those of you who weren't on the stream yesterday, when we started the stream and somebody said Cousins is going to be questionable because he got hurt in warmups, and they said somebody must have run into him. I said, yeah, it was probably Tarasenko because he's trying to get rid of our guys so we have money to sign him. And sure as shit, a couple minutes later they showed it and it was Tarasenko. He's got to stop running into our own guys, man. Go ahead, Kyle.
Jameson says, how do you feel about Okposo continuing on the 4th line in the next series?
I mean, he has surprised me, right? I mean, look, when we first got him from Buffalo, right, we needed him to play because I think somebody got hurt or somebody was sick or whatever. And the first couple of times he was on the ice, like in the first few periods, it was like, holy crap, the dude is like really slow. And then the next time he got on the ice, I see that he's made adjustments to his game. He is playing every once in a while. He's going behind the net, but for the most part, he's playing between the circles. So when he's coming into the offensive zone, I'm watching him stop and start curving around the circles because he knows that if the puck comes out the other way and goes the other way, he needs a head start to get back down there. So he made some adjustments, and look, in the zone, especially for puck possession and all of that, he's good. He's really good. He's still got a lot of juice left that way, but he's not fast. But he made adjustments to how he's playing, so it hasn't really hurt us so far.
So Colby listed a few reasons he has confidence about the Boston series. 1, Swayman's stats are unsustainable. 2, we still haven't beaten Boston this season. 3, Bobrovsky is bound to have a stellar game after 4 games below 900. 4, 3 of the 4 games were decided with 1 goal and Boston won 2 in overtime.
Yeah. The Boston thing, my feeling watching those games was kind of like how when the Lightning would keep the crap out of us in the playoffs, and then the next season during a regular season we would be the Panthers, and we're gonna show them. We're gonna show them. We're gonna win this game. We're gonna show them that we're just as good as they are, and we'd beat them, and then they'd beat the crap out of us in the playoffs again. I kind of got a little bit of a feeling watching the 3 Boston games that they wanted it more than we did. We'll put it that way. Especially the first one. The first one, they wanted revenge, and I don't blame them. And they're still going to want revenge, but I think we'll play a better game. they're deeper than Tampa, and while their top six may not be as dangerous as Stamkos, Kucherov, Point, they've got youth, so we're not going to be able to skate them into the ground as easily. And not that we skated Tampa into the ground, but there were times when they were visibly frustrated. Boston it's going to be a legitimate step up in opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the second round now. It's not the first round. And of course, we're just assuming Boston.
Yeah.
Somebody said, well, be careful what we wish for, though.
Yeah.
Because, it'd be funny to watch Woll come in and catch fire and beat the crap out of Boston, but then we got to play them. You know what I mean? I would rather see the Leafs offense catch fire, right?
Yeah.
And destroy Swayman and Olmark's confidence, but Boston still wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sounds better than Woll coming in and turning into Aiden Hill again. You know what? We don't need to be the team that catches the hot goalie this time. We've had plenty of those experiences. I want new experiences.
So I'm doing another comments rapid fire. Jameson says Maurice loves his veteran bottom six players. Yeah, he loves them so much that none of the prospects ever get into the game. And Doreen's of Saturn says Vladdy is that giant dog who thinks he's a puppy. The one that goes, hello. Oh no, what happens?
Right?
Ekblad got hurt because Tarasenko ran into him in the first game we had him.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Eyes. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Eyes.
All right. Thank you, my friend. I will be back with the podcast to the members tomorrow. The schedule kind of got a little bit wonky. I'm used to just being able to sit outside in the morning with Fluffy and do it. And it's been way too hot to do that this morning. So I'm going to have to figure out another way to do it because it's still going to be too warm for him. And normally, Ellie would be down there or he could come and go as he pleased up and down the stairs. So that's all changed now. So he's got to have somebody with him at all times. So I got to figure out, I can only wake Kyle up so early when I'm forcing him to stream all these games. So I'll be back tomorrow with another members podcast. So thank you, Eyes. Appreciate that, brother.
Colin was asking, what about Bjornfoot getting called up?
Well, I'm sure. I think is he not already on call? Was he back to the checkers? They move him back and forth so fast. I mean, he's going to be here, I'm sure. Yeah. Whether or not he's going to be getting into the ice. I would assume that Belinskas is the first man off the bench should somebody on defense get dinged or sick. But I didn't mind Bjornfoot's game. He's not a bad hockey player. I don't know why he got waived. You waive a guy like that, Bill Zito's going to find him. You know what I mean?
Michael Rosenblatt says, did you guys see that stat that said no Lightning player was plus on the plus minus? Every one of them was on the minus.
Jeez. And they got the 6 goals to one. Well, we got back those 6 goals yesterday. So
yeah, that
kind of makes a little sense. Eyes, Fluffy's doing okay. Yeah. He had a couple of bad days and now he's had a couple of good days. I'm taking him. Before Ellie passed, the last 6 months, we would do a lot of walking around the yard with the leashes and everything like that outside the fence so they could just get somewhere else to go. And because they're so spoiled that the fenced-in acre is not enough. They need to walk around everything else. They want to sniff everything because there's dogs and deers and bunnies and all of that come around to the yard. But so I've been getting him back on those walks the last few mornings early in the morning. So he's enjoying himself with that. He hasn't really wanted to do the river. We went a few times last week, but this week so far, he's not been wanting. He wants to do his walks instead. I got it. When I take him to the river, I have to take him when it's super, super low tide because he can't really walk in the high water anymore. He just goes in there and he soaks and he just stands there and barks. And then he whines and says, let's go home. So it's tough, but he's doing good. With the last couple of nights, I got sleep because when he's having pain, I don't get sleep because he's up every hour moving around. So it's the last couple of nights he's had a lot better and he's in a lot better frame of mind. So that's good. Look, he's going to be 11 on June 1st, and that's like I always joke with him. For St. Bernard, he's already passed his expiration date, so we just take it every day as it comes.
Michael Rosenblatt says Bjornfoot is already up, and that he was told he was in the press box last night from someone. Interesting.
Gotcha. Select, yeah, she passed away while Kyle was in Florida. A couple days, day after your birthday, a couple days after Kyle's birthday.
Yeah.
So, so she was 13 and a half, and she was way past her expiration date because she was half Shar-Pei, and Shar-Pei is supposed to be like 8 to 10. So she had a good life. Her and Sonia had a good life, and Fluffy's got us here. So, but like Matthias said to me when Ellie passed, it's what you sign up for when you get dogs. You know what I mean? It's not like kids. With kids, I know, I'm going to be old and decrepit and Kyle's going to have to take care of me and change my diaper and shit. So you're going to put me in a home instead?
Well,
or are you hoping I'm so ornery that I outlive even you?
Flying Fluffy hockey retirement home.
Yeah. You'll send me to the wrong part of the state. You'll send me to Tampa. They'll take care of me. Candace says, what team does Samsonov play for next year? That's a good question because at this point, he's going to be looking like he's a backup, right? I think other teams will have seen enough of Samsonov in the playoffs. I don't know. All I know is you guys can't have Stolars. That's what I know. You cannot have Stolars. You guys can't afford to be the big bidders on him anyway. So, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. Congrats on the series. Hope Fluffy stays around.
Yep. So same here, man. Same here. Like I said, we just take it day by day, and it's weird. I think this the bread that it was a special bread, but I don't know. I stopped giving it to him, and then he had it for a few days, and then he seemed like he got pain from it. So I'm not going to give that to him anymore. I mean, he's been eating a lot of hard-boiled eggs now, and that he seems to like that. He's losing a little bit of weight, which is easier on his joints. So I said, y'all supposed to be doing a YouTube channel at 90. Well, the problem is that the more money you make, the more money you need to make, right? When I grew up, if I can make $1,000 a week, I was going to be rich, right? Now I make $1,000 a week and I'm broke. It's like, this is bullshit, man. It took me all these years to get to that, and then now it's just like, yeah, that's useless. Now I got to make 10 grand a month to eat. Yeah, I'll be like Quint from the movie. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's kind of what my hair would do if I let it grow out, wispy and like that. Go ahead, Kyle.
True says, "Damn, I woke up late." So, iDog says, "I think Dangle and the guys he has a podcast with were talking about picking up Stolars next year." Hell no. Steve Dangle.
Is that right? No, you're not allowed. Stolars, we're done supplying the Atlantic Division with goalies. Yeah, I'll be on my 10th book, guys. Yeah, maybe by the time I write 10, I'll sell 100 books. Yeah. It take me that long, right? Yeah. No, the next book, I already know what the next book's going to be, but Fluffy, I can't write it until Fluffy has gone off into the sunset. Right?
Costa asks, do you think the lines are going to go back like before or stay like they were yesterday? Yeah, because we changed up the lines yesterday.
Right. Oh yeah. I'm sure he'll put them back the way they were. I would think. I guess some of that depends on Bennett, right? And I know you had asked about Tarasenko only playing 10 minutes. I didn't realize he'd only played 10 minutes. Um, that's a good question. I mean, we didn't have that much penalty time, right? And penalty kill time. Um, I have liked Tarasenko's game in terms of playing defense and everything like that. So I don't think it would be anything disciplinary or but for whatever reason, I mean, I know they were putting Barkov Kachuk out there a lot, but I didn't realize he had only played 10 minutes. I can't answer that question. I have not. I've liked his game, so I don't know if that was purposeful or just situational. Isa Knight said Stolars would do bad with the Leafs decor, and Mason said, "What decor?"
Yeah, True says we got to release our album of Panther songs in about 8 years. Yeah. I people have asked me because we've got Nick and I have done three, Nick, but then before that, I've got about a half dozen. And people that say, "Can you put it on Spotify? Put it on Spotify," but it's all copyrighted. It's not my music. I can't do it. So there's that. Yeah, I can't even. The only way I could sell it, I think, and get away with copyright, and I'm not even sure if this is legal. If I put it all in one, like a CD or something, and then it was all for charity. I don't even know if that's legal if you sell somebody else's copyrighted stuff, but it's for charity. I don't even the music business, that's probably not legal. Like if it's an author, if it's one person you can contact and ask, hey, can I do this? And maybe they say okay. But with the music business, it's probably not possible. Hey, Bubba. Bubba's account got hacked. Right? Sean says new book title, Panther Purgatory, 3 decades of Florida's hockey roller coaster. Well, a lot of that's in this one, though. A lot of that is in this one. I already know what the new book, the title of the new book. The title of the new book is called 6 Times, and it's a picture. The cover is a picture of each one of the 6 dogs, with Fluffy being the last one. That's the book. So once I get the idea, I can't not do it. So there's nothing else I'll be able to write until he goes and I get that book out, and then whatever comes next, I suppose.
True said.
Oh, but I have been trying, for those of you who didn't buy the book because of the cost. I'm trying to get it formatted into paperback, but I'm having trouble with my PDFs. But it'll happen here in the next week or so, where it's going to be a paperback, so it'll be a little bit more affordable, and it'll be a Kindle as well. Because I know $35 was a lot. I didn't expect to sell a lot of them. I knew it was a lot of money, but because it was so big, with what Amazon charges me, $35 to you, I make $5. So it was just I kind of knew going in that it was going to be a struggle. So I'll have a paperback and the Kindle edition out easier, and that'll be a lot cheaper.
Truth says Maurice said he wanted to play the lines from the Cup final last night. We've done 2. True was answering. He says we've done
2, right?
And Maurice apparently wanted to play the lines from the Cup finals last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't even realize that he had changed them until you all told us. So
yeah.
Trey says I still want a hardcover. I'm very OCD when it comes to books. Oh, that's that's okay, Trey. It's not like I'm taking away the hardcover. I just want to make it a little bit more palatable for the other 5 people that want to buy it. That's okay. I didn't do it for that. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that, should Kyle and I ever actually explode, the book is already written. You know what I mean? It's kind of what's the word, Kyle?
I guess we're prepared, right? You know what I mean? Like if somehow we blow up for real, the book is already written. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for us today. Looking at it's hot in here. And like, don't run the air conditioner when we're in here. It's 90. It's gonna be 90 degrees again today. Thank you all for all the support. Thank you for all the super chats. We're really having a good, fun time with this. Now, Kyle and I will be live tonight for Boston, Toronto. We will be live tomorrow for Game 5, Vegas, Dallas. The next night, whatever, if any of the series go to a Game 6, the ones that are in Game 5 tonight, if any of those go to Game 6, Toronto, Boston, obviously, will be there. Friday night, we'll be live for Game 6, Vegas and Dallas. And then Saturday is only Game 7s. If there's any Game 7s, we'll be there. If not, we'll be sleeping in our chairs in the rain. Well, I won't be sleeping in my recliner anymore because I broke the recliner. I just want you guys to understand the sacrifice that I'm making. The recliner is my bed now because that's where I have to sleep because of Fluffy. But the recliner is now broken. And so if I lean far too back, I flip over backwards. I have another perfectly good, nice recliner that was mine sitting in the corner of the room. But I don't want to change the juju of the room while the Panthers in their playoffs. So every night I lay in my bed, I flip upside down over my head, and I think I should be in my other recliner, but I don't want to change the juju. So I just keep flipping over. I got it kind of fixed last night. Oh no, I have a recliner. I just don't want to change it. I have a nice recliner, but I don't want to change the setup of the room. It's the streaming room. But what I did was my dumbbells, which are laying there I shoved the dumbbells underneath and up against the base of the recliner, and now it doesn't flip. That's a true story, Kyle. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's got his own little bedroom. He's got his air conditioner. He doesn't have to worry about a damn thing other than where's the ice cream. He just look at it.
Air conditioner. One air conditioner.
All you got to do is put it in. You got your own air conditioner. It's not my fault you don't put it in. Exactly. Yeah. All right, everybody. Yeah, you long for to go from me for Kyle's ice cream, right? Head over heels for the Panthers. All right, everybody. Appreciate the support. And we'll see you 1/2 hour before face puck drop tonight.
All right.
Okay.
You take care, everyone.